So have you heard about post-infidelity stress disorder? It's sometimes called post-betrayal syndrome. Basically, PISD is very much like PTSD, where the trauma is infidelity rather than a life or death experience. And it's a really big deal because infidelity is a profound trauma. And if you've been through it, you know how debilitating, overwhelming, and incredibly traumatic infidelity is. So it makes sense that you would have PTSD-like symptoms when you've experienced an affair. So what are some of the symptoms of PISD? Well, they are things like constantly being worried, constantly being anxious, feeling depressed, having lots of overwhelming thoughts, hopelessness, feeling a sense of dread, difficulty with sleeping, either you're sleeping too much or you're barely able to fall asleep, difficulty with something related to eating, like you either want to eat too much or you want to eat very little, you have no appetite. You will startle more easily. You will isolate yourself. You may have lots of rage, and you've heard about affair rage being a common experience. You'll have intrusive thoughts about the affair, pictures related to the affair partner, things like that. You may have nightmares about the affair or being abandoned or other hurtful things. You'll be irritable and have very fluctuating emotional states. One moment you'll be okay, the next moment you'll be very depressed. So having a few of these symptoms means you're likely struggling with post-infidelity stress disorder. If you find this to be the case for yourself as you're recovering from an affair, then there's several things that you can do to help yourself. One thing is to do extreme self-care, where you slow things down, you take very good care of yourself, you take more naps, you take more rest, you walk a lot, you focus on just kind of getting through the day and taking very good care of your physical body and, your emotional self. You also could do meditation and mindfulness. This very much helps us with recovering from trauma. You can do some individual therapy focused on trauma. You might want to consider doing some EMDR as time goes on. You can join a support group. You can talk with your partner. And you can also start reading a great book on trauma, a self-help book. I have several linked in my bio, so if you're interested in that, check that out. Now, it gets a little tricky because if you're trying to heal from an affair and you're also trying to heal from PISD, what do you do first? Start with the affair, then do trauma.